American Music Awards. We look forward into 2021, January, for the Grammy nominations, and we look at why A&R might be called AI&R. That's right. So let's just rewind back to Sunday, and it was the American Music Awards, and of course that was in America. Now, obviously, I'm not American, but I do have an American partner, and the American Music Awards, obviously, there's a lot of big names in the music industry that were there and being nominated. Now, some of these people you may know, and most of them, like me, you probably won't. But just to catch up, Taraji P. Henson apparently was the host, and it was from the Microsoft Theatre in Los Angeles. And obviously with the COVID-19 restrictions, it wasn't the big public event that it usually is, but there was a small audience. They had multiple live performances. Now, it was a big weekend, big names there, people like The Weeknd, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes. They opened the show together with their new singles. Even Katy Perry made a return, the first performance after having her child, apparently a baby, becoming a mom. She performed Only Love with Darius Rucker. Megan Thee Stallion also performed live, had a great performance there. Doja Cat won the New Artist of the Year. Becky G won Favorite Female Latin Artist, which apparently is a brand new category for this year. And to top it all off, Taylor Swift won the best artist of the year, but apparently she wasn't there. That's not very nice, is it? Snubbed the award she did. But it wasn't really a snub, because what she was doing, she was in the process of re-recording her back catalogue. Now, why would she be doing that, you might think, when they're already out there? Well, apparently her music catalogue is owned by a guy called Scooter Braun, who's the head of the record label. Now, he owns her back catalogue, and she tried to buy her masters. The actual, what I mean by masters is the master recordings. She tried to buy them back. Why would she try to do that? Well, she tried to do that because then she owns them, then she has full control over them, and she can not only earn more money from them, but she can decide where they go and what they do. Now, at the moment, she can't do that. They're under the license and the ownership of the guy, Scooter Braun, who paid for her masters in the first place. Now, because she's such a big artist, she's decided now she can't go the route of buying the masters. They won't sell them to her for whatever reason. And she's re-recording her hit songs from the past. Now, that means that then she owns those masters. She owns the songs, obviously, because she wrote them. She owns those master copies, and then she can re-release those by herself. So this is quite big news, really. In fact, when she does do that, she will have her own music, her own original recordings. Now, they might not be exactly the same as the originals, but someone like Taylor Swift has a massive fan base, and not only a massive fan base, but a very, very dedicated fan base. Now, that means that when she does get her back catalogue re-recorded, she could potentially re-release them to her fans directly, thus eliminating the need for a record label altogether. So it's a very interesting development. Now, it might be that other artists do the same thing, re-record their back catalogue, and because they've already got a big fan base and they can interact with them directly through social media, Twitter, through Facebook, all those channels, they can interact with them directly, can't they? They can sell their own music to them directly. That means they don't need the record label. So watch this space for Taylor Swift. Now, just a brief summary of who won. I mean, there's so many categories in the American Music Awards, a bit like the Grammys, although the Grammys, as you'll see later, has tons of music categories, which we won't go into because most of them are just not that interesting, unless, of course, you're interested in all that kind of music. But here on The Prosperous Musician, we're interested in music, we're interested in money, and we're interested in marketing. All this information is out there on the internet if you want to find out more. But just to give you an overview, The artist of the year, we've already said, was Taylor Swift. Now, in the running was also Justin Bieber, Post Malone, Roddy Ricch, and The Weeknd. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about The Weeknd in the Grammy news. New artist of the year, we have someone flying the British flag in that category, our very own Lewis Capaldi. Now, he was massive last year, wasn't he? The beginning of last year, not just his that hit single that he had, the #1 here, but also for his personality. He kind of said it how it was. He was very refreshing to listen to, because he kind of played it down. He didn't big himself up. He's not the kind of usual pop star looking kind of person. He doesn't do like dancing, and he's not like a very pretty boy, but he's got an incredible voice, and he's got an incredible heart, and he's very funny. So good luck to him. Sorry that he didn't win the new artist of the year. He was in the running in the same category was Doja Cat, DaBaby, Lil Baby. Now, I don't know the difference between them two. Maybe they should team up and just be called Baby. Roddy Ricch again and Megan Thee Stallion, but it was Doja Cat that came out the winner. Now, I think a lot of Doja Cat's success certainly has been last year and this year, in fact, more so this year, being caught up in, not caught up actually, but being very prominent in TikTok, isn't it? Because one of her tracks was one of those viral tracks that people were doing dances to. So that's got to help, hasn't it? Bring people, and certainly brought me. I didn't have Doja Cat before I'd been on TikTok and saw all these dances going on around the videos. So TikTok's still very influential in breaking new music. And we've got lots and lots of different categories here. Favorite social artist. Now, I'd imagine that is on social media. So BTS were the winners of that, the K-pop artist, of course. Billie Eilish was also in the running, EXO, Ariana Grande, NCT 127. And Taylor Swift also picks up an award for the favorite music video for her Cardigan track. And it's mainly because it's getting a bit cold though, so cardigans are a very good idea. Doja Cat was also in there with Say So, Future featuring Drake, Life is Good. Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande, Rain on Me, and The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. That was a big hit for him, and there'll be a little bit more about that in a minute. And the favorite male artist, overall pop/rock, was Justin Bieber, of course. Not of course, but he was in the running with Post Malone and The Weeknd. And the favorite female artist, you guessed it, Taylor Swift. Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga were also in the running for that award. And so it goes on. So they were the big winners of the American Music Awards that was last week. So it is award season, and this time of year, it's the Grammy nominations. Now, we all know what happened last year with Billie Eilish scooping all the best awards. Now, will that happen this year? Who knows? But the nominations are in, and the much coveted record of the year. Now, this means, obviously, the single of the year, really. It should be called the song of the year, not the record of the year. But record, meaning song, is a very American way of saying it. In fact, they don't even say record, they say record. Record of the year. So who knows who it's going to go to? There's some hotly tipped artists in the record of the year category. And I think the #1 favorite is Beyonce with Black Parade. That's doing very well. Big artist, big song. The Black Pumas with their ironically titled song Colors, as their Black Pumas Colors. And there's DaBaby again, featuring Roddy Ricch, Rockstar. We've got Doja Cat with Say So, of course. Billie Eilish, Everything I Wanted. Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now. We've got Post Malone, and then Megan Thee Stallions with also Beyonce in there. So Beyonce's got 2 chances of winning this year. So good for her. And the album of the year categories. Now, there have been some big albums out this year. Hyaneko with Chiliombo. The Black Pumas with Black Pumas. Coldplay made a surprise appearance in the charts in the album of the year. Of course, they're good old Brits, so come on then. Jacob Collier in the classical section. Haim, also one of my really great artists. I really love their first album, and that's Women in Music Part 3. So good luck to them. Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia, don't know much about her. Post Malone, Hollywood's Bleeding, and of course Taylor Swift is in there as well with Album of the Year. So she might well be scooping up awards there. Now, I made a massive mistake. Just record of the year obviously means record of the year, means in terms of sales, because the different category is song of the year. So that was my mistake. Song of the year, of course, if record of the year is probably going to be the same as song of the year, isn't it? Going to be the same kind of nominations. So, of course, Beyonce's in there with Black Parade, Roddy Ricch in there with the bargain, the box, and Taylor Swift's in there with the cardigan, putting a cardigan. I wonder if she'll wear a cardigan for that, maybe. Post Malone with Circles, and Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now. Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa. Billie Eilish, Everything I Wanted, which she got everything she wanted last year, I'm sure. Maybe she'll do it again this year, who knows? HER with I Can't Breathe, and that's probably because I get that as well with these masks you have to wear. Very much a song of our times, I think. And JP Sachs featuring Julia Michaels, If the World Was Ending. That's a very, again, it feels like that, doesn't it? And best new artist category is we have a lot of the usual suspects. Basically, pretty much all the people who are in the other categories are in this artist. Best new artist, not all of them actually, but some of them. Megan Thee Stallion. Now, is she a new artist? She's been out a little while now. D Smoke, Doja Cat. She's going to be riding high in that. I reckon that's going to go to Doja Cat for some reason. And best solo pop performance, we've got Justin Bieber, again Doja Cat, Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, and Harry Styles has snuck in there with Watermelon Sugar. That's not how he sings it, is it? No. Anyway, but I know the song. So go on, Harry. He's in the Brit. And Taylor Swift again with her Cardigan track. So, and the categories go on and 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 on. I mean, there's categories like best tropical Latin album. I mean, wow. So if you're in a real kind of niche act, now you might think, oh, actually, this is a good chance to win a Grammy, really. It's getting a very obscure niche and just be really good at that, because there's going to be less competition. You're not going to be up against the Taylor Swifts and the Dua Lipas and the Post Malones and the Justin Biebers and the Megan Thee Stallions. You're not going to be up against them if you go into best tropical Latin album, because you're going to be up against some people who no one's ever heard of. And there's some great, see, these are really good here, really scraping the barrel. You can imagine going to the Grammy Awards and they probably start with all this really obscure stuff that no one really cares about, even the people in it, probably. And you're sitting there in this award ceremony, probably goes on for hours and hours, and then you get at the end, maybe you get the big artist coming up, but all the while you're sitting there with this kind of fake smile on your face. Well, things like the best boxed or special or limited edition package award goes to whoever it is. And Paul McCartney's in there with Flaming Pine. That was released ages ago, wasn't it? Depeche Mode's in there, Wilco, various artists. I mean, wow. I hope Paul McCartney gets that, because that was a good album. But also best album notes. So not only is it the special package, but somebody's just reading all the little print in there, going, oh, these are very good notes. Oh, look at the notes in here, all the words they're all spelled correctly, and I really like the font. So I wonder if they do that best font album, best font size, best color scheme. I don't know. It's probably all in there. So you've got tons and tons and tons of categories here for people to win. Best producer of the year, non-classical. What does that mean? Everything apart from classical, I guess. Best choral performance, you have best classical solo album, best music video. No, that's quite a big one there. So you've got Beyonce, Future featuring Drake. You got Anderson .Paak, Lockdown, very appropriate. Harry Styles, Adore You, and Woodkid. A lot of these I've never heard of, but anyway, something for everyone there, I would say. Now, talking about categories and new music. Now, traditionally, the way now let me just go back a little bit about that. The Grammy Awards. And I was saying about the weekend. Now, you might notice in the American Music Awards, the weekend featured in several categories. Now, you might notice the categories I read out there didn't appear in one of them. Now, why is that? The Weeknd, big artist, massive single he had this year with Blinding Lights, huge, really big, but he hasn't made it. He's not in any of the categories. Not even the best tropical Latin album, not even the best notes. He hasn't scraped it in anywhere. Now you can understand he'd be a bit pissed about that. He'd be a bit annoyed. Well, look, what have I got to do to get in the Grammys? I don't know. What has he got to do? But apparently he's playing the Super Bowl this year, so they think it's maybe something political to do with that. Maybe because he's playing the Super Bowl, he's already going to get this massive exposure. So they're thinking, well, we'll just leave him out this year. Or maybe they just don't like him. Maybe he smells. I don't know. Either way, maybe it's a case of sour grapes for him. Maybe he's just going, oh, he should be on there. It's like, well, we don't know what the criteria is really for the Grammys. It doesn't say anywhere what they have to do to get in the Grammys. So it really is a popular opinion sport, as Drake said. This whole thing, the Grammy Awards, all these awards, they're popularity, opinion-based things. It's not necessarily based on who is the best artist, who sold the most records, who has the most sort of artistic integrity, who's doing the most new stuff, we can't do tours this year because people haven't made any money out touring, but the measurements, how many streams they've had, how many people have watched their YouTube, how many watched their videos, all these things are measurable, which I'd imagine The Weeknd was pretty high up there on all those figures, but still he's not included in there. So it's just going to be based on opinion. They obviously just thought, well, we don't like it. He's not coming on for whatever reason. So as Drake was saying in this, you have to bear that in mind, that this is a popular opinion sport. It is not like you're the best team, you scored the most goals, you've kept the most clean sheets. It's not about that. It's just about a small amount of people thinking, oh, he's all right, or we like him, but not him or her. There you go. So a word to you out there, if winning prizes, musical prizes, is your ambition, then it really is down to whether you're liked or not. And who knows how you do that. Maybe it is the old casting couch. Maybe you do have to appear at different parties. Maybe you have to, it is who you know. Who knows how these things work. But anyway, the Grammys will be happening on the 31st of January, but The Weeknd will not be there. So, and finally, we shall talk about new music and what's going on at the moment with new music. Now, when I talked about A&R, right, traditionally with music labels, A&R stands for artists and repertoire. Now, that department is solely tasked with getting new music, signing new artists, finding new blood, new songwriters, new talent to bring into the label, to nurture them, maybe that more in the olden days, but certainly to bring those in, and hopefully they'll find the next Taylor Swifts, the next Post Malones, the next Weekends, the next Justin Biebers, the next Coldplay, all those big artists. Somebody has got to find these, build them up to be the next big thing. Now, traditionally, that's done by men on women. And funnily enough, they used to call them and R men instead of A&R men or women, because they would, take time to think about umming and ahhing, as they call it in the UK, about who they want to sign. Now, this is actually, there's a statistic come out from Q3, which is last quarter. Warner Brothers, which are arguably one of the big four, I'd say, or five record labels, they have created an A&R app called Soda Tone. Now, the big thing about this is it is totally artificial intelligence. It's done by artificial intelligence. So it scans like the 40,000 or so different releases, and it looks at statistics. Well, the only way you can do it really is looking at statistics, algorithms, buzz, and selects artists purely based on that. They haven't met them. They don't know them as a human would, but it's purely done online. And it's been so successful that the Warner Brothers, the Warner Music Group, this year, in the year of the artist lockdown, where there haven't been live shows to go out and see bands, this scouting tool has signed 100% more new artists this year than it did in 2019. So this is the shape of things to come. And it uses, as it says, it uploads to the likes. I'm just quoting something here from Music Business News. Soda Tone uses machine learning to mine the 40,000 tracks uploaded to the likes of Spotify each day. So every day to Spotify, there's 40,000 approximately new tracks uploaded every day. Now that, if you think about it, that's impossible for anybody, any human really, to go through all those and give you any kind of attention or to find out what's going on. It would just take too much time. But for a computer, it's no problem. So it highlights the new artists that are starting to make waves online to the Warner Brother Music's team. So another AI-powered device. This isn't the only one. There's another one called Instrumental, which has previously predicted that artificial intelligence will inevitably revolutionize the starting point of AI at major labels, i.e. the discovery of new promising artists. From that point, so what it effectively does is it selects the best performing artists on Spotify. For example, could be on any other platform, could be on YouTube, could be on Apple Music, could be on Deezer, could be on any of those things. But it notifies Spotify specifically. So maybe it's just about Spotify. So it does that. It looks at all of the data and then it springs up with figures and going, check out these guys. These are the hottest new releases today. And I guess if they check it out over the course of 2 or 3 months and they see the same names coming up again and again, then they're going to go, well, these guys are consistent. They're out there. There's something happening with these guys. Then they can, then a human A&R person can then follow those leads. So when you think about it, it's an incredible tool. So whether it will be completely artificially intelligence driven, who knows? We don't know. But at the moment, it's a case of software, artificial intelligence, and people working together to find the new Coldplay. Perish the thought. Anyway, so that's it. What do you think about all that? What do you think about the AMAs? Were you surprised? Were you bothered by them? Are you into the music awards? What do you think about the Grammys? Who do you think is going to win this year? Do you think there's going to be like another Billie Eilish situation? It was bringing one big artist that scoops all the big awards, or do you think it's going to be evenly spread? What do you think about The Weeknd not being in the Grammys? Do you think he's got a good reason to be upset about that, or should you just get over it and go, well, you've had a big hit single, you're doing pretty well, you're going to be doing the Super Bowl, you know, be happy with that, shut up? Or do you think he's got a point? Do you think the Grammys are fair? Do you think there's, as Drake was saying, do you think that it's time for something new, maybe something like we've done here based on the AI? Maybe the AI does all the data searching and then the people come in and put their opinions on it. Maybe they do already, who knows? We don't know what happens with the Grammys. We don't know. There's no transparency there. I think that's what the point is. They need transparency in the Grammys and these awards. They need to say, look, this is how we do it. This is how we decide on, excuse me, this is how we decide on the artists that we choose. This is how we decide on the nominations. It's all very clear. It's all very transparent. Then maybe people would be a bit more cool about the whole process. Or maybe just awards don't mean anything, really. It's just a big backslapping exercise, and it's nice to have a get together. What do you think about all that? And what do you think about this new artificial intelligence discovering new artists? Anyway, that's it from me on this Friday, which is Friday the 27th. It is Black Friday today, so if you're in the market for new music stuff, now today's the day to buy it, I guess. So if any of that has whetted your musical appetite and turned you on some new music, then great. Let me know your comments down below. Let me know if you like this. Please share it with your musical friends. And please hit me up down below if you want to see me or hear me include any new feature on the Prosperous Musician. We do this every Friday. We do the lives every Friday. We do News Hack every Friday. and we have a video every Monday. Sometimes it's a review video, sometimes it's an interview, sometimes it's a subject that it could be a topic that we talk about, it could be a case study. But check out last week's video where I was reviewing videos, which is a really brilliant bit of software which allows you to create brilliant looking videos. And you'll see the titles coming in, and you'll see the titles at the beginning of this video and at the end. They were all created very quickly, very easily on videos, and you can do that too. So check it out, and I will see you on the next one. Be good, be prosperous.